can we talk for a second? I've been wanting to film a few different videos, but I don't feel right kind of not addressing some of the events that have happened, and not really addressing it because I'm not a political commentator. I am not all that educated in politics, if I'm being honest. I try to keep up as best I can. However, my what I want to say is coming from the heart, and it's more, I'm just really saddened by the violence in general, not just with the Charlie Kirk situation, because obviously that's horrifying on so many levels. I disagreed with the dude on a great many things. However, I don't think he deserved to get, brutally assassinated in front of his wife and kids and the whole world to see, for just expressing an opinion, even if it was a shitty opinion. That being said, I'm also horrified at all of the women being murdered, all of the children being killed. The event in Minneapolis, what was it, two weeks ago now, which happened literally just blocks away from where my therapist's husband works, and where I was getting calls from my mother-in-law because my kids go to a Catholic school here in Minnesota, and she wasn't sure if it was them. Like, the world is in such a horrific place, and I don't know where people's empathy and their humanity is gone. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm just saying that the peace has to start somewhere. And I don't have the answers. I am just a small, heartbroken person who lives in Minnesota and yaps on the internet. I am a nobody, so I don't expect anyone to care about what I have to say. But I'm really, really heartbroken. Doesn't even begin to describe it. Just, I turned the camera on and I thought I knew what I wanted to say. And I feel like I've kind of made my point, because there's really only so much you can say when you're asking why all this has to happen. And it's so weird, because like, I have my PC that I just picked up from a friend who very generously fixed it. Hopefully, I get to try her out. And I'm sitting here and I want to make a video about it, and I just feel so heavy with the weight of everything going on in the world. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not here to turn this channel into news, a political commentary, anything like that. First of all, because I couldn't handle it. I need to disconnect. In fact, I literally had to yesterday. My husband made me, well, he didn't make me, but he really strongly encouraged and supported me in not checking my phone, and would, every time I picked it up to like look at, because we do it unconsciously. I know I'm not the only one, but every time I would do it, he'd be like, you need to get off the internet, because it was just affecting my mental health so poorly. And it's just the horrors of the world. And then the horrors of my own, the shadow work that I've been doing, and the traumas that I've experienced and everything. It's a lot of pain, and it's a lot of heartache, and I'd like to be able to move forward from it. And my heart just goes out to, it goes out to Charlie Kirk's wife and kids, and it goes out to the families of all of these children, who, mine included, because I'm scared to send my kids to school. I feel like they're safe. I trust the school. I like our neighborhood. However, that doesn't really mean shit, because anything can happen at any point. Nothing's guaranteed. And I know this has just been almost 5 minutes of word vomit, and I'm probably gonna just put it up unedited, because I'd like to share my thoughts, and I really would like to hear your thoughts and opinions. Because honestly, another thing I did want to talk about was how horrific it has been to see people celebrating this loss of life. It's weird on many levels for me, and I understand how you can not be sad that he's gone. That's different. If you're not sad and you're not grieving and you're not sobbing your eyes out, that's your prerogative. I'm not here to tell you how to feel. Your feelings are valid. However, if you are celebrating and actively sending videos to his wife, which I've heard has been happening, which is, I am speechless if that's true. I cannot, this behavior, the way that we have reacted to this, and I can't even say we, because like I said, I don't like Charlie Kirk. I was never a fan of him. I disagreed vehemently with I would bet 99% of what he said I disagreed with, even if it was something that we were on the same side on, which wasn't much of anything. The way he worded things, another creator said it perfectly. He was just a hard man to like. However, to celebrate his televised or live streamed assassination in front of his wife and kids, and then to turn around and say that guns and gun violence needs to stop because of the school, which it does. It does. It's just, I'm having trouble processing this. And this is probably the only video I'm going to make about it, because a lot of it is just intrinsic internal thoughts that I've been having that I can talk to my husband about. But I did want to share some things and kind of share my thoughts on it, because I do think it's important that people with a platform, even I'm a micro influencer, if you could even call me that, and I don't, but I do think that it's important that we talk about it, because that man may have been wrong about just about everything, but he wasn't wrong about violence starting when discourse ends. So we need to have these hard conversations, and we need to be talking about it without shooting people who have different opinions than us. So that's kind of how I feel. I don't know how coherent this is. I'll be looking at it. I might cut out a couple ums here and there, but I really just wanted to get my unfiltered thoughts and opinions on it, because I've had a night to sleep on it, and I've done my crying and my mourning for all of the innocent souls that have been taken over the last few weeks, to the incredibly senseless violence that has been happening not only in this country but in the world. And my heart feels very heavy, and like I said, I'm a nobody on the internet. I am just somebody who cares deeply about the human race. As much as sometimes I say I don't like people, I care. I give many, many shits. And I think more people need to care. Especially when it's hard. Because honestly, people need the most love when they're the hardest to love. Which is a very imperfect way of saying it, but I know that when I'm my most difficult and I'm trying my hardest to push my husband away and like, I'm not trying to be difficult, but like I've got stuff going on, and with my past relationships, that's when I need him most, is when I'm at my lowest and at my worst. So I think we all have a lot to think about, and I think we all have a lot to digest. And I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please be kind. I'm not here to talk politics and debate whether he was right or wrong, because that's frankly irrelevant at this point, because it's, in my opinion, it's bigger than Charlie Kirk. This is just, anyway. Like I said, I have my PC back. Thank you to my friend Ben. I will properly shout him out, not in a video like this. But if you do need anything done here in the kind of like Twin Cities-ish area, technology-wise, hit me up and I will get you to him. And I've now been yapping for almost 10 minutes and I need to go inside. So yeah, I hope you guys are staying strong and taking care of yourselves. I obviously, you know, there are 500 of you wonderful, amazing people following me. And if all of you DM'd me, I can't help, but my DMs are open. I do what I can. I care. And I'm just hoping that we can somehow find something good out of all of this. But yeah, those are my thoughts, and I love you all, and I'll see you in my next video.